Hello there and welcome to the Millennium Sessions podcast. My name is Darren Murray and today I'm joined by a crew where all emotions are indeed equal. Please welcome Martian Subculture.
Thank you.
How are we getting on?
Good, yeah. Thanks for having us here.
No problem at
Really
all.
cool.
So for Millennium Sessions, you played us a song called Chewing Gum.
Yeah.
What was the process of writing Chewing Gum and how enjoyable was it to kind of feel the process of songwriting?
I made that song ages ago. It was sort of after a period of being obsessed with like high qualityness or whatever. That this was one of the first songs where I really embraced the like lo-fi stuff. Like the drums were just like a iPhone voice recording, and I had to play it really quietly because it was like 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say much about the process. It just kind of came about like on one night, you know.
Like most music does, I suppose.
Yeah.
And how was the difference of recording a song like Chewing Gum to say the process of putting together an album like Bank Prologue or any of that kind of stuff?
A good bit different, but like with like an album like Bank Prologue, it was never a thing of like. I never just like started being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make Bank Prologue now. That thing usually comes about when I already have like 20 songs or something, and I see that like 10 of them kind of belong together in the same kind of world, you know.
Yeah, and in kind of displaying a kind of creative vision as well. Do you guys find that you sit in kind of similar alleys as a band, and kind of how you feel about it?
I was definitely happy to join Martian about a year ago. And it felt like a nice kind of, I don't know, I didn't have to like play anything that didn't feel unnatural to me to kind of join in, so that was really nice.
I feel like when, like as Adam said, about a year ago, we got him and Hugh, which we semi-stole from another Limerick band, the great John Foley. But before we got Hugh and Adam in, we were much more improvisation focused without really understanding how to improvise yet. So we just solo on top of each other and keep building stuff up, which was a lot of fun for the band and sounded kind of cool and psychedelic, but we could never like do two different things. It would always end up being the same thing. So when we got them in, we got this kind of jazz edge, which made us a lot better at actually playing what Evan writes on stage.
Yeah, Hugh and Adam are like actual good musicians, so it was like a really good addition to the band, you know.
A natural addition, I would hope.
Yeah.
I also like Kevin, but
Kevin plays bass, he's good as well.
Very nice. And yeah, I suppose adding kind of new flavors to your music. I suppose music is a lot like food in some ways, where you're always adding new things and trying to, diversify your sound and all that kind of stuff as well. You spoke about stealing there a minute ago.
I think we kind of
stealing artists from other bands. I mean,
Oh,
but while on the concept of stealing, who do you steal inspiration from, in terms of music, and kind of how does each of your kind of original music inspirations kind of change how you play?
Like I'd probably almost get more inspiration from like filmmakers or something like that rather than musicians. Like I think there's kind of a disconnect when you listen to a song and try to like imagine how it was made or something like that. Even if you like hear a story about how a song was recorded, like a famous Beatles song or whatever, it like probably didn't happen like that. I mainly get inspiration from just kind of like doing the studio thing every day, like all day, every day.
It just becomes routine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just whatchamacallit, it's a ritual, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more inspiration happens when I just like feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what you were saying, even just about kind of inspiration from filmmakers and stuff like that, I think even the synth in Chewing Gum kind of conveys a lot of that emotion and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I've also heard that you're big fans of conspiracy theories.
We are, yeah. We think there's something happening with the Kinder Surprise egg.
Which is?
Like we haven't got a concrete theory.
Right.
But like there's this there's this dichotomy where you have the outside where it's this kind of pop art tinfoil layer, really, really brightly coloured. Then you open it up and you just think it's a classic chocolate egg, like it's a motif. You only get those at Easter, but the Kinder Egg is around all year. And then they've put a toy inside, and it's never a good toy, but it's enough to make you want to buy it. And like they were banned in America. There's something around that.
Like there could be something underneath the surface that's maybe not a toy, you know?
Maybe
we're just
the
underneath
egg itself is like, I don't think someone's going to die from eating a Kinder Egg. I don't think they're smuggling things in them.
Yeah.
They're more of like a symbol for something that's happening external.
Maybe that this goes deep and we're only breaking the tinfoil now.
And
Exactly.
it's also like the best chocolate ever, and you can't just like buy it on its own. What's up with that, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like if
And like, did they make a white chocolate egg and then decide, shit, it's too small, and put dark chocolate on top?
it's probably just too expensive to just make a full egg. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen the big ones though?
No.
They have
Actually, I did.
Kinder
They
eggs
used to
that are
sell
like
them years ago.
that size, like
Yeah. I actually have a conspiracy theory of my own. You obviously know the one about like Walt Disney's frozen head trapped underneath Disneyland. Yeah. Do you ever think they'll unfreeze him?
I hope so. I hope they make Mickey Mouse too.
Could be a
sometime.
comeback. Might make the animation better.
Yeah.
So, do you have any songs inspired by conspiracy theories, and do conspiracy theories affect your music?
Not really. We're not actually like into conspiracy theories, but you know, there's a lot of interesting stuff coming out. I saw like a good meme. Do you know that video of like Jesse from Breaking Bad like crying in the car?
Yeah.
I saw this good meme of like flat earthers. Do you know all the like Epstein files shit that's going on?
Yeah.
Like flat earthers realizing that like every other conspiracy theory is true except for theirs.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one, all right.
Yeah.
What are your favorite films? And you were on about soundtrack in film earlier. What film has inspired your music the most? I think that's a question for each of you, actually, if you answer.
In terms of like soundtracks of a film, or
Yeah, just like soundtracks that you heard that kind of made you love that music in film a little bit more.
well, it's a TV series, I guess, but Twin Peaks has always had like a massive effect on me.
Great choice.
David Lynch in general, obviously, like best artist ever. I won't even say he's like best director ever. He's just the best artist ever. But and I started watching that when I was like 13 or 14, and I love that there's only like 3 songs in it, 3 or 4 songs, and just the idea of like a motif that keeps happening. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I suppose a lot of people would think that scarcity leads to a greater impact.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very kind of binary, like effective when that song comes in. Like
and I even see some details of that in your own music, especially in the ways that there's like small details that add to the song, and
definitely, yeah,
make it a lot more interesting, give it a bit of groove.
Yeah.
When you enter the studio and the studio process, is it songwriting that comes first, or is it instrumental and soloing, like you were saying?
It's usually in terms of songwriting, I might have like a few voice recordings on my phone or something, in terms of like, if we're talking about like sheet music, whatever. But like most of the time, like the studio is just like in my sitting room downstairs. It's like I'll usually kind of have like some sort of idea, and I start working on it, and then this is the thing that happens like when me and Fergus work together.
Yeah.
Where we'll have like kind of an idea that gets us started, and then we'll just like cut one part of it and like pitch it down. And then we're like, oh, holy shit, that's what the song has to be. It's kind of
clicks then.
Yeah, it's just about like starting anything at all, no matter how inspired you are, and just like chasing that thing where you're like, okay, we got to sacrifice the song and just do this.
Absolutely, I get you. But I suppose you were saying in your living room, comfort and stuff is a big part of music, and it was great to get an insight into your process and how you create music. Tell me, where can we expect to see you next? Like, or if there's any upcoming projects or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like done an album now. That should be out by this summer, by maybe the end of summer.
Great stuff.
It's called Thank You for Being There. It's kind of a culmination of all these ideas we're talking about just now. definitely like my proudest work so far. And the plan is, up until then, try just do loads of gigs, get our name out there a bit more, and yeah.
Great stuff, and we can't wait to hear, definitely. Where can we find you on social media?
At Martian Subculture, Instagram, I think it's just Instagram, yeah.
At Martian Subculture.
Yeah.
Guys, great stuff. Thank you so much for coming
bro.
on the podcast, and thank
Thank
you
you.
for watching.
Thanks.
And we will see you all next time on the Millennium Sessions podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.